For me, I was actually talking to Nonto, the curator, about this last night, that when I first came and first arrived and first started working on some drawings, I was feeling a little bit, maybe a bit stuck, because I think I had brought my way of working with me. My ideas for my drawings when I first arrived were still the way I was thinking about them just a few months ago when I was making them in Johannesburg, and I felt like I wasn't able to move forward, that it felt like I was forcing the work rather than like really making something new. And I was feeling cramped. I was feeling like, even though I was working on big pieces of paper, I was feeling like very cramped. And I suddenly realized that I have a lot more physical space in the studios here and a lot more time, to be here and to have the luxury of a full amount of time to just kind of focus on work. I realized that I had to kind of change my approach. So then I put many pieces of paper to make a very big drawing, and I started thinking, rather than of completing something one at a time, of working like kind of on this panoramic way. And I think that relates to this, responding to this place, that it's quiet here compared to Johannesburg. There's more space and more openness in terms of the landscape. So I think that the physical space, the vastness, I guess, of the physical space here has translated into a bigger mental space for me and my drawings. So yeah, once I allowed myself to work bigger, it made a lot more sense, and I was able to, I think, start making more connections to why I make what I'm making here. What drawings do I want to make here?
Because, you know what I mean? And it might be okay. It's like might help for us.
I would say the same has happened for me. The sort of, just luxury of having space and time has dictated how I'm working a little bit. But a lot of my sort of the same methodologies that I employ at home, I've sort of employed here, where I do research, I talk to people, and I just find out a little bit more about where I am and the context that I'm working in. So that's how I work at home when I'm painting. I paint portraits of buildings, and I go see the building. I talk to someone who knows about the building. I photograph the building, and that's been part of my methodology here. Except that I think being in an area that has so much green has made me think about plant life, and that's something that I've incorporated into the work. So the buildings are sort of symbols of ideologies, of the ways that people think. I'm interested in architecture in that respect, and I'm sort of using plants to represent people and movements of people. So this has been a new development in the work here that started, when we got here, and this has been I've sort of had a departure from just using sort of human-made structures in my work to using natural structures to talk about the world around us, to talk about issues of migration and foreignness and nativeness.